These are assembly instructions for my Easter themed explosion box. So I'm starting with the piece that's shaped like the plus sign, and it's the base of my box. I'm just folding down on the 4 score lines that are in the center. This is going to be the outside of the box, and this will become the inside of the box. I'm going to start by adhering my 4 panels to the outside of the box, and I'm trying to maintain an even border all the way around between the edges and the score line. So now that that's glued down, I'm going to flip my piece over, and I'm going to adhere the decorative panels on the inside of my box. And again, gluing them down, trying to maintain an even border all the way around the perimeter. So now I'm working on the pedestal piece for the center of my box. I'm folding down on all the score lines around the perimeter. And then I'm folding down on all the little triangles that are on one side of each one of these rectangles. And then I'm folding down on that last score line. It creates the tab. Next, I'm going to flip my piece over so that I'm looking at the underside. And I'm just gluing a reinforcement piece just in the middle of my shape. I'm going to flip it over just to make sure that it's properly centered. I can't see any of it on the other side. And so I'm looking at the right side again, and I'm putting glue on every single one of those little side triangles. I'm adhering the cut edge of the rectangle to the score line of my triangle. And I'm working my way around the perimeter of my shape, gluing down all 8 of those triangles. So next I have these 2 layers. So they're squares with an octagon cut out of the middle of them. And I'm just putting glue on the underside of the decorative layer and gluing it down to my white layer. Next, I'm just popping my dome piece inside. I'm folding down the tabs that are in the 4 corners like so. And I'm going to put glue on the tabs and then glue them to the underside of that square panel. And the 4 center panels are folded towards the center of my shape like so. Next, I'm working on the holders for the crayons and the stickers and the coloring pages. So they pretty much all go together the same way. I'm just folding down on all the score lines. And I'm doing that for all 4 of them. And next I have the decorative pieces that are going to go on the front panels of my holders. So I've got the 2 crayon ones and then the 2 rectangular ones. I'm just going to glue them down, trying to keep an even border all the way around. So now that I've decorated the outside of my box, I'm going to flip my piece over. I'm going to fold the other end right up against the score line of my tab. I'm putting glue all over that tab and then folding it over like so. And then I'm popping my box up so that the corners are nice and square like so. I'm flipping my piece over. I'm folding down those 2 little tabs at either side and covering them in glue. And then I'm bringing that panel from the front and gluing my tabs down to it. It's easier if you fold the long tab down temporarily and go in there with your bone folder or with a ruler and just spread the glue on the tabs. Apply a little pressure to make sure that the glue takes. I'm going to assemble all 4 of these the same way. Next I have my card base, and I'm going to put my crayon holders so one's to the right and one's to the left. I'm going to flip it over. I'm putting glue all along the underside of it. I'm positioning it as centered as I can vertically on my panel. I want the score line here to be right on top of the score line of the side of my box. And I'm going to glue in the second crayon holder the same way. So I want approximately the same amount on the top and the bottom. Trying to center it as best I can that way, and the score line right on the score line of my box. And then I'm rotating my box, and I'm going to glue down the 2 other holders the exact same way. Next I have my piece for the center of my box. I'm going to put glue all around the perimeter on top of those tabs, and I'm covering those center tabs as well. So everything facing up gets covered in glue. And then I'm going to flip my piece over, and I'm going to glue my piece in the center as straight as possible and trying to maintain that even border. And then I'm just going in with my bone folder and spreading the glue on those tabs on the inside as well. So next I'm going to assemble the lid of my box. I'm just folding down on all the score lines of my lid piece. And then I'm gluing down my decorative panels on that main square and all 4 sides. And I'm trying to maintain an even border all the way around my pieces. So now that my panel is decorated, I'm putting glue on those corner tabs, and I'm folding them and bringing the cut edge of the adjacent side over to the score line of my tab to form a nice corner. And I'm doing that for all 4 corners. Now I have these flaps on all 4 sides, and I'm just putting glue all over those flaps and then folding them to the inside of my box. I'm going in with my bone folder, just spreading that glue. And I'm doing that for all 4 of them. And so then I'm just going to fold up the 4 sides of my box and set the lid on top. So next I have my Play-Doh egg. Each egg is 56.7 grams. I'm removing the plastic cover, and I'm just going to move the Play-Doh label towards the bottom. And then I have the little face to adhere. I'm just adhering my vinyl face to my egg piece. Just putting red line tape on the bottom of my bunny ears. And then I'm just adhering the base of them to my Play-Doh egg. Placing my bunny inside the holder. So I have my coloring pages, and I'm placing them in one of my holders. And then I have my sticker pages. I've done a die cut around the sticker page, and then a kiss cut for the eggs. And I'm just placing those in the other holder across from my coloring pages. And then I have the 2 holders for my crayons, and I have room for 8 crayons in each holder. And I've made this bow to put on top of it. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue on the bottom of my bow and adhering it to the top of my box. And then I'm just closing up my box and putting the lid on like so.